And so joy is a very much a Venus gift and a Venus topic. What brings you joy? Do you know? Have you given it any thought? Because and maybe here's a different way of thinking about that question. Do you find joy in the things that most people find joy in? I'll just tell you to make it okay for you. I absolutely do not. I don't like TV. I don't like movies. I don't like video games. There's so much stuff that bring people joy that I don't really enjoy. Do you know what brings you joy? It's a really important question. It's a really important Venus question. So you got to know what brings you joy, And partly I'm sharing that with you because it takes courage to own your joys in this world. It takes courage to know yourself, frankly. It takes courage to know yourself, and it takes courage to accept yourself. So do you have the courage to know your joys? And not just to know them and put them on a shelf, but to know them and seek them out. And are you joyful in your devotion? That's a deep question. That's a big question. What parts of your progression bring you joy? Joy isn't necessarily a bubbly, happy feeling. I mean, of course, sometimes it definitely is, right? Put a square of chocolate in my mouth and I'm going to be pretty damn happy, right? But it can be also the deep satisfaction. Joy really kind of goes deeper than happy. And I think that's also important to acknowledge. Joy is a deeper vibe than surface level happy. Joy, for example, can be the deep satisfaction of living your deepest truth. And that is intensely joyful. Or of connecting to your highest essential self. That feeling is straight up joy. Connecting to your highest essential self. So from that perspective, for example, doing ritual can be deeply joyful. If you're paying attention to the quality of ritual that connects you to your deepest essential self, right? Meditation can be deeply joyful because, I mean, again, depending on what quality you're tuning into during meditation, right? Because as we strip away the blah, blah, blah of the monkey mind, and we find a deep and joyful peace within our truest essence as we contact that truest essence, that can be incredibly joyful. So what parts of your progression bring you joy? And where do you feel a calling that feels like it might be joyful to explore deeper? So joy can be an indicator of path and craft. Path. What part of, this vast, vast lineage is calling to you from a place of joy? That's a super potent question. And of course, that doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Nothing worthwhile is easy. Venus is not about easy. There's nothing easy about Venus. Venus is tough taskmaster who is determined to have the best of her servants. So no one's saying it's easy, but it can be deeply joyful. And so what part of path feels like it might be whispering to you with words of joyfulness, of future joy, of potential joy? These are ferocious questions.